This video is about a gardener lost her shoes until a businessman offered her a job. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. Asterisk, a gardener lost her shoes until a businessman offered her a job. Part 1. Asterisk. In a small, sun-kissed town where the flowers bloomed in brightest colors, there lived a gardener named Lily. She was known for her ability to coax the most delicate blooms from the earth, transforming simple patches of dirt into vibrant canvases of nature. But her life was a tapestry woven with threads of hardship and resilience. The morning sun poured into her modest home as she swept the floors, her bare feet feeling the coolness of the tiles beneath them. Lily had long since lost her favorite pair of garden shoes, a worn-out pair with holes that told stories of countless hours spent nurturing her plants. They'll turn out, she reassured herself, though the truth lingered in her heart like a stubborn weed. Lily's mornings began early, her days filled with the scent of fresh soil and the sound of birds serenading the dawn. She had a small patch of land behind her house, where she cultivated herbs, vegetables, and a riot of flowers. Her hands, calloused from years of labor, lovingly caressed each seedling as it grew. It was her sanctuary, a place where she felt connected to the world that sometimes felt too heavy to bear. But life wasn't always kind. Her husband, Tom, had passed away 3 years prior, leaving her with not only the grief of his absence but also the burden of carrying their dreams alone. They had often talked about expanding their little garden into a community haven, a place where children could learn about nature. Now, the weight of those dreams pressed heavily on her shoulders, like the earth she tended to. One day, as she bent down to prune her roses, her neighbor, Mrs. Jenkins, ambled over. "Lily, dear," she called, her voice like a warm breeze, "I heard you lost your shoes. How can you work barefoot in this heat?" Lily smiled gently, brushing a strand of hair away from her face. "Oh, I am fine, Mrs. Jenkins. The earth feels good beneath my feet. It makes me feel alive." Mrs. Jenkins frowned, concern etched on her withered face. "But you need proper shoes, dear. We can't have you getting hurt." "Believe me, Mrs. Jenkins, I've learned to walk carefully on this path," Lily replied, a hint of laughter in her voice, masking the truth that the loss of her shoes was just a small part of her greater struggle. That evening, as dusk settled like a comforting blanket over the town, Lily sat on her back porch, gazing at the flowers swaying in the twilight breeze. The sky was painted in hues of orange and pink, and for a brief moment she felt the weight of her worries lift. Yet, as she prepared to head inside, the reality of her situation hit her anew. The garden was her only source of income, but business had been dwindling. With each passing day, bills piled up like fallen leaves, reminding her that she had responsibilities to meet. The next morning, Lily decided to take a risk. She set up a small stand at the edge of her garden, displaying her fresh produce and flowers. She painted a sign with bright colors that read, "Farm fresh, made with love." As she waited for customers, the sun warmed her skin, but doubt crept in like a shadow. Hours passed, and only a few neighbors stopped by to buy a handful of basil or a bouquet of zinnias. Just as she was beginning to lose hope, a sleek, black car pulled up. From it emerged a man in smart attire, his presence contrasting sharply with the humble surroundings of the garden. "Excuse me," he called, his voice deep but friendly. "I couldn't help but notice your stand. I am Mark, and I am looking for fresh ingredients for a charity event." Lily's heart raced with excitement. "I have the freshest produce in town. I can help you with whatever you need." Mark inspected the tomatoes and herbs, his eyes lighting up at the vibrant colors. "These are beautiful," he said, filling a basket while sharing stories of the event he was planning. "It is for the local homeless shelter. You know, we were trying to raise funds to improve their facilities." As he paid for his items, he studied her closely. "You've put a lot of love into this garden, haven't you?" Lily's cheeks flushed. "Thank you, it is my little piece of the world," she replied, her voice softly tinged with pride. A silence settled between them, broken only by the gentle rustle of leaves. Mark looked thoughtful for a moment. "How would you like to come work with me? I could use someone with your passion for a project I am working on. It's about creating community gardens around town." Lily blinked, stunned. "Me? Work with you?" She could hardly believe what she was hearing. "Absolutely. I think your skills could help us bring beauty to a lot of people. Plus, I can pay you for your time," he explained, his enthusiasm infectious. Hope began to blossom in her heart like the flower she nurtured. "I don't know. I've only ever worked my own garden. What if I am not good enough?" Mark smiled, as if he had seen this kind of doubt before. "Lily, it is not about perfection. It is about the joy and love you bring to your work. That is what matters." His words wrapped around her like a warm hug, and for the first time in a long while, she felt a flicker of possibility. "I'll think about it," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in deep blue, Lily sat on her porch, turning Marcus' offer over in her mind. She felt a mix of excitement and fear, a tug-of-war between the familiar comfort of her garden and the thrilling unknown of a new venture. Days turned into weeks, and Lily continued to sell her produce while contemplating Mark's offer. Each time she stood in the garden, she envisioned what it would mean to help others. She thought of children learning about plants, families finding joy in growing their own food, and communities coming together to share in the beauty of nature. On a particularly rainy afternoon, when the skies wept and the world outside felt heavy, she made a decision. Sitting at her kitchen table, surrounded by the aroma of freshly baked bread, she picked up her phone and dialed Marcus' number. "Hi, Mark, it's Lily. I am ready to take that leap with you." And just like that, a new chapter began to unfold in her life, one where hope blossomed alongside her beloved flowers. ****, a gardener lost her shoes until a businessman offered her a job. Part 2 ****. When Lily stepped into the world of community gardens, the first day felt like stepping into a dream. Mark had arranged a small meeting with the team at the local community center. The room buzzed with excitement and ideas, filled with people who shared a passion for helping others through the beauty of nature. "Welcome, everyone," Mark began, his warm voice enveloping them like a cozy blanket. "Today, we're not just planting seeds in the ground, we're replanting hope and nurturing connections. This is about transforming our neighborhood." Lily sat at the table, her heart pounding with a mixture of nerves and anticipation. She couldn't shake the feeling of being out of her depth. As she listened to the others share their visions, she felt like an outsider, a mere gardener amongst seasoned community organizers. "Lily?" Marcus' voice pulled her from her thoughts. "Why don't you share your story?" The room turned to her, and she felt warmth rush to her cheeks. Well, she stammered, looking down at her hands. "I've always loved gardening. It has been my sanctuary, especially after losing my husband. I want to create a space where others can find solace too." The room erupted in supportive murmurs, and a woman with kind eyes leaned forward. "That's beautiful, Lily. We all need a little more beauty in our lives." Feeling encouraged, Lily continued, "I want to work with children. I believe if they learn to grow their own food and care for plants, it will empower them. That gives them a sense of responsibility and connection to nature." Mark smiled, his eyes sparkling with pride. "That is exactly the kind of passion we need. You'll be instrumental in planning our workshops." As the meeting progressed, Lily felt her doubts begin to fade like morning mist, replaced by a sense of belonging. They discussed locations for the community gardens, the types of plants to cultivate, and strategies for engaging the community. Each idea felt like a seed planted in her heart. After the meeting, she found herself standing next to Mark, who was packing up supplies. "You did great today," he said, sliding a notebook into his bag. "You genuinely connected with everyone." "Thank you," she replied, feeling a glow of warmth spreading through her chest. "I was nervous, but I want to make a difference." "You already are," he assured her, his gaze steady. "Just remember, it is okay to be vulnerable. We all are, and that is what makes this journey beautiful." As days turned into weeks, Lily began to immerse herself in the project. She spent her mornings tending to her own garden and late afternoons collaborating with the team. They visited potential sites, each on camp lot whispering tales of what could be a flourishing garden, a space of laughter and learning. One afternoon, they stood in front of a vacant plot next to a dilapidated building. Mark pointed to the sun-drenched land. "Imagine this filled with flowers, vegetables, and children planting seeds." Lily closed her eyes, picturing the transformation. It could be a haven, a place where families gather and share meals together. As they spoke, a group of children passed by, their laughter ringing in the air. A small girl in pigtails paused, looking curiously at the adults. "What are you doing?" she asked, her eyes wide with wonder. Mark knelt down, meeting her gaze. "We're replanting something, a special garden just for you and your friends. Would you like that?" The girl nodded vigorously, and Lily felt a stirring in her heart. It was moments like these that reminded her why she was there. However, as the project grew, so did the challenges. They faced opposition from some community members who were skeptical about a garden replacing the vacant lot. "We need more parking spaces, not more weeds," one man grumbled during a community meeting, arms crossed defiantly. Lily listened to the concerns, feeling the weight of disappointment settle in her stomach. But instead of retreating, she stood up. "I understand your concerns," she began, her voice steady. But a garden can provide more than just beauty. It can bring people together, create jobs, and even draw visitors to our town. Mark nodded in agreement. Exactly. Gardens are not just about plants. They are about growing a community. With their combined passion, they invited the community to a garden day, a free event where neighbors could come to learn about gardening. The team spent days preparing, creating flyers, gathering materials, and painting signs. On the day of the event, the sun shone brightly, casting a golden glow over the lot. Lily's heart raced with anticipation as families began to trickle in. Children ran with laughter, their faces painted with joy, while adults browsed tables filled with seedlings and gardening tools. As Lily demonstrated how to plant seeds, her heart swelled with happiness. She watched as the children listened intently, their tiny hands working diligently in the soil. For the first time in a long while, she felt like she was part of something larger than herself. At the end of the day, they gathered for a small celebration, sharing stories and laughter over homemade snacks. Mark raised a toast, his voice carrying warmth and gratitude. To the beauty we're recreating together, into the community that believes in us. The crowd cheered, and Lily felt a deep sense of belonging. She had gone from feeling isolated to being surrounded by love and support. But the path wasn't easy without turmoil. The weeks that followed the event brought unforeseen hurdles: inclement weather that delayed planting, a shortage of funds, and a few volunteers backing out. Lily felt the familiar weight beginning to press down on her, echoing her days of solitude. One evening, she sat alone in her garden, the flowers gently swaying in the evening breeze. The familiar scent of earth and the rustling leaves wrapped around her like a comforting blanket, but the heaviness in her heart remained. As she tended to her plants, tears blurred her vision. "Why is it so hard?" she whispered, the words escaping into the twilight. "Why does it feel like every step forward is met with 2 steps back?" Just then, she heard a soft footfall behind her. It was Mark standing quietly, his presence grounding. "Lily?" he asked gently. "What is wrong?" She wiped her tears, feeling embarrassed. I thought this would be easier. I wanted to succeed, but I don't know if I am strong enough to carry the weight of everyone else's hopes." Mark sat beside her, his gaze steady and understanding. "You are stronger than you realize. Every gardener knows that growth takes time. We've hit a rough patch, but that doesn't mean we give up." "But what if we fail?" she questioned, her voice trembling. "Failure is just a stepping stone to success. Each setback is a lesson, and those lessons will help us grow," he replied firmly, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. In that moment, something shifted within her. She realized that resilience wasn't about never falling, it was about rising stronger each time. "You're right," she said, her voice steadied. "We've come this far, and we can weather this storm together." With renewed determination, Lily poured her heart into fundraising efforts, organizing big sales and community donations. The garden project became a rallying point, and slowly the momentum shifted. People began to see the potential for beauty and unity, and contributions started to flow in. As the seasons turned, the garden began to take shape. Rows of vegetables sprouted, and flowers exploded in bursts of color. Children laughed, and families gathered to plant and harvest together. On the day of the garden's grand opening, the air was thick with excitement. Mark stood beside Lily, the hearts racing as they prepared to cut the ribbon. The community had come together, and it felt magical. "Lily, look at this, we did it!" Mark beamed, pride radiating from him. "You've inspired so many." Tears glistened in her eyes as she replied, "I couldn't have done it without you and this incredible community. This is our garden, a symbol of hope." As they cut the ribbon that day, cheers erupted around them, and Lily felt a surge of joy and fulfillment. The garden was no longer just a patch of earth, it was a testament to resilience, connection, and the beauty of the human spirit. Years later, the garden flourished, becoming a cherished haven in the town. Children learned about nature, families shared meals, and neighbors formed lasting friendships. And Lily, once a gardener who lost her shoes, now stood as a beacon of hope, her journey inspiring others to cultivate their own dreams. With every flower that bloomed, she felt a deep sense of gratitude, a reminder that even in the face of struggle, love and perseverance could create something truly beautiful. Asterisk, a gardener lost her shoes until a businessman offered her a job. Part 3 asterisk. As the warm sunlight filtered through the leaves, the community garden buzzed with life and laughter. The vibrant colors of the flowers danced in the breeze, and the air was filled with the rich scent of soil and growing plants. Weeks of hard work and shared dreams had blossomed into something beautiful, but not everything was without its trials. One breezy afternoon, as Lily worked alongside the children, teaching them to seed carrots in neat rows, she felt a familiar pang of worry. The garden was thriving, yet the cost of maintaining it loomed over her like a storm cloud. "We have to find a way to keep this going," she whispered, her heart heavy with the weight of responsibility. "Miss Lily," a voice piped up, breaking her reverie. It was little Mia, her hair adorned with daisies she had picked from the garden. "Can we plant strawberries next? I want strawberries for my birthday." Lily smiled, grateful for the innocence and joy of the children surrounding her. "Of course, Mia, strawberries would be wonderful." She glanced at the other kids, their faces lighting up at the mention of sweet, red fruit. "That means we need to raise some money first," she said, her voice steadying. "How about we plan a big harvest festival? We can sell fresh produce, have games, and invite everyone in the community. What do you think?" The children erupted in cheers, their excitement infectious. Even in the midst of uncertainty, Lily felt a spark of inspiration igniting within her. She had learned that when times got tough, bringing people together was the best remedy. As the days passed, planning for the harvest festival became a shared mission. Lily and the children painted colorful signs, baked treats, and prepared decorations. Mark offered to help with logistics, ensuring that everything would flow smoothly on the big day. One evening, after a long day of preparation, Lily collapsed into a chair on her porch, her heart racing with anticipation. Mark joined her, a gentle smile on his face. "You've created quite a buzz around the festival," he said, his eyes twinkling. "The whole town is talking about it." "I just hope people show up," Lily replied, biting her lip. "What if we don't raise enough money? What if it flops?" "Lily, you've done everything you can. It's all about community, and you've already built that," he reassured her, his hand resting on her shoulder. "And remember, it is about more than just money. It is about connection, fun, and love for the garden." His words wrapped around her like a warm embrace, and for a moment she let her worries dissolve. "Thank you, Mark. I couldn't have done this without your support." As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the garden, Lily realized that she wasn't just nurturing plants, she was cultivating hope. Every seed they had planted symbolized a dream of unity, resilience, and joy. The day of the harvest festival arrived with enthusiasm and laughter echoing through the town. Colorful stalls lined the garden, and the air was filled with the scent of baked goods mingling with the earthy aroma of fresh produce. Families arrived with smiles, eager to be part of something special. Lily stood at the entrance, her heart swelling with gratitude as she watched the community gather. "Welcome, everyone," she called out, her voice vibrant with excitement. "Thank you for being here to celebrate our garden." As the festival commenced, children darted from stall to stall, their laughter ringing like music. The sound filled Lily's heart, reminding her of why she had embarked on this journey. She helped Mia run a seed planting station, watching her little hands gingerly place seeds in the soil, her eyes sparkling with determination. "Look, Miss Lily, I am planting them just like you showed us." Mia beamed, pride radiating from her small frame. "You are doing an amazing job, Mia." Lily replied, her own heart swelling with pride. "These seeds will grow into beautiful flowers or delicious vegetables." A few hours into the festival, as the sun began to set, Mark approached Lily with a wide grin. "Guess what? We've already raised over half of our goal. The community loves this." Tears of joy sprang to Lily's eyes, and she hugged Mark tightly. "That is incredible. Thank you for believing in this." "Believe in you. More like it," he replied, his voice warm and encouraging. "You've brought everyone together." As the festival continued, people shared stories, laughter, and joy. A local band began to play music, and children danced freely, their laughter mingling with the rhythm of the melodies. It was a celebration of life, a testament to the resilience of community. But just as everything seemed perfect, a dark cloud rolled in. Skies darkened, and heavy raindrops began to fall, gradually turning into a torrential downpour. Panic spread through the crowd as people rushed to gather their belongings and find shelter. Lily's heart sank. "What will happen to everything we've worked for?" she cried out, feeling the weight of despair settle in her chest. Mark placed a comforting hand on her back. "Let us move under the pavilion. We can still celebrate there." With the help of volunteers, they guided everyone under the shelter, quickly setting up tables for food and refreshments. "This is just a little rain. We can still have fun," Mark shouted, his enthusiasm infectious. As the rain pounded against the roof, the community rallied together. People began to dance, laughter rising above the sound of the storm. Children giggled and splashed in puddles, their joy a reminder that even in adversity, happiness could be found. Lily watched in awe as the community transformed what could have been a disaster into a moment of joy. She felt tears of gratitude welling in her eyes again. "Look at them, Mark. They're not letting anything dampen their spirits." Exactly, he replied, his voice filled with warmth. They were embracing the moment, just like UV taught them. As the festival continued under the shelter, Lily took a deep breath, allowing the warmth of community to wash over her. She realized that they weren't just celebrating the garden, they were celebrating each other, the connections they had built, the resilience they had shown. When the rain finally subsided, the sun broke through the clouds, casting a radiant glow over the garden. The children squealed in delight as they ran outside, creating a splash zone in the puddles. Lily joined them, laughter bubbling from her lips as she kicked through the water, their joy radiating through her heart. In that moment, she understood that life's storms could bring unexpected beauty. The festival drew to a close with a sense of unity that enveloped them all. As the last rays of sunlight dipped below the horizon, Lily stood with Mark, watching the community bask in the glow of togetherness. "Did you ever imagine it would turn out like this?" Mark asked, his eyes reflecting the warmth of the day. "Not at all," Lily replied, her heart swelling with gratitude. "I thought losing my shoes was the end. Instead, it led me to find my purpose." Mark smiled, a warmth radiating from him. "UV turned your struggles into strength, and that's a powerful thing, Lily. UV's shown everyone that even in the darkest times, love and hope can shine through." Years passed, and the community garden flourished, weaving itself into the fabric of the town. It became a sanctuary where children learned, families connected, and friendships blossomed. With every bloom, Lily felt the heartbeat of resilience and the beauty of human spirit. In those quiet moments spent among the flowers, she often reflected on her journey from losing her shoes to planting seeds of hope. Each challenge had been a stepping stone, guiding her toward the light of purpose. And as she knelt in soil, her hands deep among the roots, she knew that this was just the beginning. The garden had become a testament to what love, kindness, and community could create, and in her heart, Lily felt an unwavering certainty that, together, they could weather any storm. A gardener lost her shoes until a businessman offered her a job part for ***. The sun rose gently over the community garden, casting a warm glow on the vibrant flowers and the lush greenery. Lily wiped the sweat from her brow as she knelt to inspect the rows of tomatoes that had flourished since the harvest festival. Each plant was a reminder of resilience and the dedication of the community that had rallied around her. "Miss Lily," called out the familiar voice. It was Mia, her pigtails bouncing as she raced toward her. "Look at my pumpkins, they're getting so big." Lily's heart soared at the sight of the little girl who had become a symbol of hope and joy in the garden. "Let us go take a look," Lily replied, excitement bubbling in her voice. As they approached the pumpkin patch, Lily felt a sense of pride swell within her. The garden was not just a space of flowers and vegetables, it had evolved into a sanctuary of learning, laughter, and community bonds. Mia pointed to a vibrant green pumpkin, her eyes wide in awe. "Mine's gonna be the biggest. We should have a pumpkin contest," she exclaimed, her enthusiasm infectious. Lily chuckled, imagining the laughter and joy a contest would bring. "That sounds like a wonderful idea. We can have prizes for the biggest and the most creative pumpkins. What do you think?" "Yes, and we can paint them," Miss squealed, her excitement bubbling over like the garden's blossoming flowers. As they brainstormed their pumpkin contest, Mark approached, a clipboard in hand. "Good morning, ladies. What is this I hear about a pumpkin contest?" he asked with a playful grin. "Mia's idea. We were going to have the biggest pumpkin competition," Lily replied, her heart racing at the thought of new possibilities. "Count me in, but let us make it a community event. We can invite everyone to grow their own pumpkins and showcase them. It will be a wonderful way to keep the spirit alive," Mark suggested, his eyes lighting up. Lily's heart swelled with gratitude. Mark had transformed not only her life but the lives of countless others, and she knew they were on the verge of something incredible. "That sounds perfect, Mark," she replied. "Let us start planning right away." Days turned into weeks as the pumpkin contest drew closer. Lily worked tirelessly alongside the children, teaching them about caring for their plants and the importance of patience. The garden buzzed with excitement, and the air was filled with laughter, camaraderie, and the fragrant scent of earth. However, as the deadline approached, a shadow loomed on the horizon. A local developer had proposed plans to turn the land surrounding the garden into a shopping center. The news sent waves of shock through the community, and fierce debates erupted. One evening, at a town hall meeting, tensions ran high. "We need this development that can bring jobs and revenue," shouted a man from the back, his voice echoing through the room. "But what about the garden?" Lily interjected passionately. "This is more than just land. It is a community space where we've built friendships and learned about nature. We can't let it go without a fight." Mark stood beside her, his presence a steady support. Lily is right, this garden represents hope and connection. We have to stand together to protect it. The crowd murmured in agreement, but the challenge felt insurmountable. That night, as she lay in bed, Lily's heart raced with anxiety. The thought of losing the garden felt like losing a piece of herself. The next morning, she found herself at her usual spot in the garden, her fingers tangling with the soil. "What if we can save it?" she whispered to the flowers, her voice trembling. But as the sun broke through the clouds, illuminating the blossoms, she felt a flicker of determination ignite within her. "Letty?" Mia's voice broke through her thoughts. "Look at my pumpkin, it is so big." The little girl appeared, her face beaming with pride. "That is amazing, Mia, you've worked so hard for it," Lily replied, kneeling beside her and wrapping her arms around her in a warm embrace. "No matter what happens, we have each other, and we'll find a way through this." Mia's innocent smile gave Lily strength. "We're not going to let them take our garden, right?" she asked, her blue eyes wide with concern. "Right," Lily said firmly, feeling the warmth of resilience filling her heart. "We will fight for what we love." Over the next few weeks, Lily and Mark organized a massive community rally to raise awareness and gain support for the garden. They invited everyone they had touched through their work, families, children, seniors, and shared stories of the garden's impact. "We were not just fighting for plants, we were fighting for our community's spirit," Mark proclaimed during one of the rallies, his voice unwavering. "This garden has brought us all together, and we can't let it go without fight." As the day of the rally approached, Lily felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. They decorated the garden with colorful banners and planted signs that read "Save Our Garden." The atmosphere was electric with hope and determination. On the day of the rally, the community gathered in droves, filling the garden with laughter and love. Children painted faces and held handmade signs, while adults shared heartfelt stories of how the garden had changed their lives. Lily stood in the center, her heart soaring with pride. "Thank you for coming," she said, her voice strong and clear. "This garden is a testament to our resilience and the love we share as a community. Together, we can make a difference." The crowd erupted in cheers, and for a moment, the worries of the world faded away. Together, they marched through the town to the local council office, chanting slogans that echoed with hope. As they arrived, the atmosphere shifted. The local council was listening, and Lily felt a surge of hope wash over her. They submitted petitions filled with signatures, each one a testament to the importance of the garden. Days turned into weeks as they waited for the council's decision. The uncertainty felt like a heavy weight on Lily's heart, but she focused on nurturing the garden and the children, teaching them about the importance of nature and community. Then, one glorious morning, she received the news. The council had voted against the development. The garden was safe, a space for love to flourish. "Miss Lily, we did it!" Mia exclaimed, her joy lighting up the garden. Lily knelt down, tears of gratitude streaming down her cheeks. "Yes, we did it together. This is our victory," she cried, feeling the weight of the world lift from her shoulders. In the days that followed, the garden flourished even more. The pumpkin contest was a spectacular success, with families coming together to celebrate. Laughter echoed as children painted their pumpkins, and the community shared stories about the importance of unity. Mark stood beside Lily, his eyes shining with pride. "You've turned your struggles into strength. Lily, you've shown everyone that love and perseverance can conquer even the darkest of time." As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the garden, Lily felt a profound sense of gratitude wash over her. The journey had been filled with challenges, but it had also been overflowing with love, hope, and the beauty of the human spirit. In that moment, she realized that losing her shoes had led her to find her true strength, her purpose, at a community that believed in the beauty of togetherness. And as she knelt to tend to the flowers, surrounded by laughter and joy, she knew the garden was more than just a piece of land. It was a living testament to resilience, a sanctuary of love, and a beacon of hope for generations to come.